Hey, how you guys doing? Don Tony, Wine Wednesdays. And if you're looking at this on YouTube, welcome. Don Wednesdays, Don Wine Wednesdays. Got to get it together. It's been a busy week, so I'm a little, I'm a little, a little tired, a little warm. But anyway, hope everybody's having a good summer. The rest of the summer. Some people are starting to get back to school, so welcome back to school, kids, mom, dad, teachers. Um, so, just to let you know or remind you, I am an ambassador, which means consultant for Boissé Collections, based out of Burgundy, France, and also with tasting rooms in that initiated in Napa and Sonoma counties. So, hopefully, you guys get a chance to come and check out these places. Um, and today I'm going to do a little education. I'm not going to do the swirl, swish, and taste and all that. I'm going to do a little education. And to back up, what I do as a consultant or ambassador is at-home wine tasting. So basically, instead of going from winery to winery to taste your wine, what you do is you have one-stop shopping. So you'll have, when you have the tasting, you'll get a chance to taste at least 3 different wineries instead of driving around to different wineries, because Boissé Collections has numerous tasting rooms. They have the JCB tasting room in Yountville. There's a tasting room in the Ritz-Carlton in California. There's also Deloach. There's Raymond. There's Leith. There's, if I say Buena Vista, I'm saying it again. There's a new, Elizabeth Spencer. That's in Rutherford, California. And also, we just opened up the Calistoga Depot, which is merchandise wine there and clothing and a deli and just a place to hang out. Really nice. Very nice. Very nice. But what I'm going to educate you guys on today is with a tasting of Wattle Creek Chardonnay. This is 2018 out of the Russian River region. So, I'm going to pour this just a little bit. And I'll give you the real quick thing. So it's a Chardonnay. White wines, remember, you try not to hold the bowl. You either hold the stem or the foot, because you don't want to change the complexity of the wine. So you want to have it chilled also. And you can spin to open it, but with wine you don't have to open it too much. Okay? So we've seen the wine, we've swirled it. I'm going to take a sniff. A little bit of lemon, a little bit of floral. Smells very smooth, kind of a silky scent. Yeah, I know. How do you smell silk? Just how you feel. I'm going to taste it. And remember, when you taste the wine, you take a taste and swish it around like mouthwash almost, so you can get every area in your mouth to experience the wine, so you get a better taste experience. Okay? And then, of course, you savor it. This is a very smooth taste, excuse me, for the Chardonnay. But, yeah, we're going to go on to that. So we're going to, in the education part of it, I'm going to talk to you about the different things that you can experience while tasting wine. You may or may not experience some of these things, and that's okay. The bottom line, it's like your food. You don't have to necessarily know what's in it, but if it's good and you like it, that's all that matters. Give me another one. Give me another one. So they're saying that some of the things that you can experience as far as tasting your wine, you're looking at If you want to get really specific, the weight of the or body of the wine, uh, which would in this case, well, let me start all over. We're going to be discussing the weight or body in the terms that they discuss the body or the weight, the description of the wine example, which we'll talk about, tannins, terms. I got to be a little bit more specific about that one. Got to check that out. Description and wine example. Okay, so I will give you an example of one of the things they want to discuss is body weight. If it's a low body weight, it's a lightweight, and it's light bodied, meaning it doesn't really have a lot of strong flavor, very little. It's sheer as a description, delicate texture, and it's found in low fat milk. So if you want to compare it to something, if it's something that's light, like the Chardonnay, it's light like found in low-fat skim milk. I don't drink low-fat milk. If anybody who knows me knows, I'm not drinking anything low-fat. It's either going all or none or whatever. Maybe I'll just have a little bit. For example of a light wine, for the light, delicate body work is sparkling wine, because it's low in tannins also, and tannins is usually what they talk about when you have red wine, that strong, that little dry taste that's way in the back. Sometimes it makes you go. That's the only word I can think of is on that cheek. And also in regards to the example of sparkling wine, it's silky, which means it's low or it has no tannin. So similar to this, it's low or no tannin in this white wine. Is barely detectable as far as your mouth drying astringency, which is found in mint tea. So in this case, they're talking about the mint tea, comparing it to sparkling wine. I know this is very confusing, but we're learning as we go along, people. Okay, and a very good example also is French Beaujolais. Say that 3 times. Beaujolais, Beaujolais, Beaujolais. So that type of wine is light, sparkling wine, and it's barely detectable on your tongue, on your palate. I'll give you an example of something a little bit more bodied. Let's say a medium-bodied wine. It's got a little bit of weight on it. It's normal medium texture, which is found in whole milk. And again, we're just kind of comparing it to things that you know what to look for. As far as, oh, okay, kind of reminds me of whole milk, that sort of weight on your tongue. Something similar to that is French Pinot Noir. It's the same sort of thing. It has a medium body or medium tannin, so it does have a little bit of that flavor, a little bit of that dryness at the back of your palate, but it's not so uncomfortable that it really makes your face, you make expressions to tell you one thing or the other. It's usually for a Pinot Noir, it's velvety, soft tannin. So you'll get the flavor, but it's not so intense that it just kind of takes you away. It considers to be a gentle, mouth-drying astringency if you have a Pinot Noir, okay? And it's found in Earl Grey tea with milk. So in other words, if you've had Earl Grey tea, you know how strong that is, had a little bit of astringency. If you pour some milk in there, it calms it down some. You still get a little bit of a oomph, but the milk settles it down some. So you still get the flavor, but it's not so overpowering, okay? And another good example is California Merlot. which is true. If you have a good Merlot, it's smooth. It does have a little bit of that tannin to it, but it's not so overpowering that you still enjoy it. And yeah, you may still get a little bit of a butter taste to it, and that's okay. It's okay. It's up to you too. And then for high body weight, the example I'm going to give you is, and heavyweight meaning like the reds that have a heavy flavor, like the Cabernets, the not Merlot, Malbec. I love Malbec. Cabernet Sauvignons, the I hate it when my brain goes, but those kind of wines that are pretty good. They're rich, viscous texture, which is found in cream. So when you have that texture, that weight, it's kind of like, okay, I feel it. It's right there. It's on my tongue. A good example of this high-bodied is Napa Cabernet Sauvignon, which I agree. It's a lot of flavor, and it is high on the tannins. So that one you'll get a little bit of that in the back of your cheeks there, way in the back of your jaw. But it does have a suede-like hard tannin. In other words, you'll think about what suede feels like on your fingers, and what if you can taste that through the wine? So you get that soft suede feel, but then you still get a little bit of that hard tannin. So at the end, you're like, oh, it gets you a little bit in that little jaw cheek area. It's an aggressive, mouth-drying astringency, which is found in strong green tea, which is true. Strong green tea, nothing else, just the tea. It does get you. It gets you, and it can get you at the back of your palate or your tongue. And another good example of this red wine is a young California Cabernet. So that's a little bit of education today, you guys. So I've talked to you about low, medium, and high levels of wine texture and weight. And the terms that we discussed were lightweight, medium weight, and heavyweight or full body. And the descriptions were sheer for some of them, normal, medium, and they compared them to weights of milk. So the first one, which is a light, you would compare it to a low-fat type of milk. The second, which is a medium, you would compare it to whole milk as far as the weight on your palate. And then the last one, for the heavyweight, will be you'll compare it to like heavy cream on your palate. And some of the wines that we had as the example was for the light weight is sparkling wine, for the medium weight is the Pinot Noir, and for the heavy weight is the Cabernet Sauvignon. So I hope you guys like this. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, press yes, and I'd like you to follow and subscribe. That's on YouTube. Now for Facebook, keep watching, keep watching, keep watching, keep watching, because I'm going to do it again. All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a good evening.